Goodbye YouTube. Unfortunately for every single one of you, I am back to uploading. That's because I'm done with all my exams. I passed all my classes. I will be graduating on June 7th and I will be leaving high school. So yeah, I'm done with high school. And later this year I will be starting college, so that's going to be a thing. I want to give a quick thanks to everybody for getting me up to 7,000 subscribers. I thought that I would get 7K after I came back to uploading, but I actually got up before I came back to uploading. So that was a great welcome present back. Hopefully you guys will still support me and all that shenanigery. But yeah, you're just here for the battle, so let's get right into that. I am using a team that I based around Specs Porygon Z. Unfortunately though, my opponent has Bronzong and Empoleon. Luckily though, I have a Victini, so Victini would definitely be putting in some work in this battle. Unfortunately though, he has a Honchkrow. And Honchkrow is one of the biggest, most underrated threats in the UU tier. So that's really the main thing I'm going to have to watch out for going into this battle. But seeing that he had the Ambipom, I knew that he more than likely would lead off with Ambipom, which is why I lead off with my Gligar, as he does lead off with the Ambipom, and I know I can take any hit from this Ambipom, barring the fact that he doesn't have like Hidden Power Ice, which thankfully he doesn't. And he just goes for the safe fake out. As this turn, I'm expecting him to more than likely want to bring in the Bronzong or even the Claydol, which is why I'm actually going to go for the U-turn, as he instead brings in the Empoleon. So I'm thinking, alright, this is his Stealth Rocker, which means I can bring in Victini, go for the V-Create, get off a huge amount of damage on the Empoleon, then go for the V-Create again to either knock it out or knock out something on his team. But he doesn't have leftovers, so I'm thinking maybe he specs, or he could be the Sepataya set. So I know that if I do go for the V-Create, I will clean knock out the Empoleon as he actually brings in the Claydol. And this is an easy 2-hit KO, and I actually thought that this Victini was banded by mistake, but I saw it. I did have the Choice Scarf, which means this Claydol is more than likely specially defensive, which means it's just gonna die. It's gone. He has nothing to switch into my Victini, and with Claydol gone, that means his Rapid Spinner is gone. So as soon as I get up my Stealth Rocks, they will be here to stay, allowing me to get residual damage on his team, and very well needed residual damage on the Honchkrow. So as he brings in the Empoleon, I don't want him to get up a free substitute, so I'm going to switch directly into my Blastoise, but he predicts that. Turns out that he specs, goes for the Grass Knot, and gets off a huge amount of damage on my Blastoise. As this turn, I make a really dumb play by going for the Scald. In all honesty, I should have switched into my Umbreon or maybe even my Victini for offensive momentum. But if I had barred my Umbreon, I could have then gone for the Wish as he switched out. And the fact that I lost my Blastoise means that if his Bronzong has Stealth Rocks and he gets them up, then they will be here to stay. So I bring in my Victini, go for the V-Crate, but I don't, because for some reason I decided to go for the U-turn. I honestly don't know why, as he brings in the Bronzong, and the one thing that could take down Bronzong just U-turned out. So I U-turn out to my Gligar, and I'm like, crap, he's going to get up rocks, and this is going to be really bad for me. But thankfully he doesn't, and he goes for the Reflect, and the fact that he didn't get up his Stealth Rocks automatically tells me that, alright, Claydol was his Stealth Rocker and Rapid Spinner, which means I don't have to worry about him getting up any form of Entry Hazard. Unfortunately though, I have to now worry about the dual screens, which could be a bit of a problem. So expecting him to get up the light screen, I just had to go for the U-turn, but he actually switched directly into the Empoleon. I guess maybe thinking that he wouldn't need the light screen, and I'm going to take full advantage of that, bring in my Porygon Z, and I'm going to go for the modest Choice Specs Hidden Power Fighting as he actually brings in the Bronzong. And this is actually why I brought in Porygon Z, because I didn't want to bring in Shaman, because Shaman can't touch Bronzong. And I'm thinking that this Hidden Power is going to be an easy 2-hit KO, but Bronzong just barely lives on like maybe 3%, and he's going to be able to get up the light screen. Luckily though, as soon as I take out this Bronzong, and after stalling out the screens, he will not be able to get them up again. So it's going to be really good for me. Unfortunately though, I have to wait for 8 turns for those damn screens to go down. As he brings in the Manshell, I know I should still have some use for my Porygon Z later on in the battle, which is why I'm actually going to switch directly into my Gligar, just expecting him to go for the U-turn. As he does go for it, thankfully he didn't go for Hidden Power Ice, because it turns out that he's actually the Life Orb variant with Regenerator, and if he did go for the Hidden Power Ice, he could have easily 2-hit KO'd me, or maybe predicting me to switch out and just destroy something on my team. But as he U-turns out into the Empoleon, due to the fact that screens are up, I'm actually going to switch into my Umbreon, just to be able to kind of stall them out, because as I said, I need to get rid of those screens if I want any chance to win this battle, which from looks of it, it is going to go in my favor, stalling out the screens anyways. As this turn, due to the fact that he went for the Ice Beam, possibly predicting me to switch into my Shaman, I'm actually going to switch into my Victini as he himself switches out into the Manshell, possibly expecting me to go for a Protect or a Wish, knowing that I just want to stall the turns. As his Reflect goes down, he's then going to go for the Fake Out, and I am basically free to V-create something on his team. So he's just going to leave in the Mancha. I guess maybe he thought that I was banded or something along those lines, because a lot of people actually make that mistake thinking that Victini is banded when it's actually scarfed. And I'm able to knock out the Mancha, which means with Mancha gone, that's one less threat that I have to worry about. Even though I didn't list it as a threat, I completely forgot about the fact that some Manchas do carry hidden power ice. So with that gone, he's then going to bring in the Honchkrow, and I'm thinking, alright, I'm going to fodder off Victini, bring in Porygon Z, trick my specs off the Honchkrow, and shut it down. But it turns out that he scarfed, pursues me, I live, and I'm going to be able to clean knock out the Honchkrow, which means the biggest threat on this team is out of here, and momentum in this battle has just drastically switched into my favor. So he's going to bring in the Ambipom. At this point, with his Honchkrow gone, I honestly do not need my Victini anymore. All I really need is my Shaman, because I do carry the Earth Power, which means I can knock out the Empoleon. So as he takes me out, I'm going to bring in my Gligar. As he goes for the Acrobatics with the Flight Gem, which I found to be a bit odd, but hey, to each their own, because at this point it doesn't really matter what he wants to go for. Gligar completely walls and takes on Ambipom one-on-one. So I knocked that out with the Earthquake. As he brings in his last, which is Empoleon, I'm just going to basically leave in my Gligar for Death Fodder, allowing me to get a free switch into my Porygon Z, clicking the Hidden Power Fighting and knocking out the Empoleon. And the funny thing about this battle was that I took down both his Steel types with my Porygon Z, which I thought wasn't going to do anything in this battle. But in the end, I thought it was a fun battle. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more content. Also, I ordered a blue Snowball microphone, so hopefully that'll be in before my next upload, and I don't have to use this webcam mic anymore. But yeah guys, later, and hopefully I will see y'all soon.